Hi guys, and welcome back to another Project Cars 2 video here on this channel. I'm KPG-GOONER here. Now in today's video I'm going to run through the wheel calibration on a G29 and I'm going to show you my force feedback settings. I will do the Thrustmaster T300 RS as well very soon because I've got both steering wheels. Now also one thing I will stress before we do this operation, make sure there's force on your wheel before you go into the calibration so that when you turn the wheel it pings back to center. That is very important because if you go into this calibration settings and the wheel's really light, it's not going to work properly and you're not going to get the right outcome. Also, we're going to test one of the most unstable cars before the patch to see if this patch 3.01 has made any difference. So first up, let's get into this calibration. We're going to run through it, show you settings. Hopefully this helps you out guys, so let's get straight into it. So like I said, make sure you've got force on your wheel before you do this. And once you go into this, you steer it all the way to full lock with the force. You press X to finish and then you release the wheel, let it center again, and then you turn it to 90 degrees clockwise or anti-clockwise and then press finish. So get it to 900 and you press X again and let it go. That should calibrate it properly. And obviously with the pedals that's pretty straightforward. But on the Logitech, make sure you don't go too hard on the pedal. I just press it slowly until I get 100%. And now we're going to go through the configurations and what settings I've changed. And I think that I've got it about right, but you might feel like you might need to tweak it a bit. So let's get into that. So first up, let's have a look at the configuration. Now I've gone for, obviously turn all the dead zones off. You've got for steering sensitivity 50, throttle sensitivity 50, brake sensitivity 35 and clutch sensitivity if you use a clutch 40. Now all the rest is on 0. So there is only a few changes there. Now force feedback, I go for 100 gain. Volume I've gone for 50, tone I've gone for 50 and FX I've gone for 50. Now the only thing I would say you might tweak is the tone, but other than that, feels pretty decent to me. Right, let's get into a test. Right guys, we're going to test out the Clio Cup. Now I did a championship in this car and one of the races was round this Brands Hatch Indy circuit and it was extremely difficult to control. It just was ridiculously unstable. So we're going to test out to see if this patch has made any difference. Let's get straight into it. Right guys, so here we go with this test session. Now we're going to test out the Clio Cup because this is one of the cars I found that was very unstable before the patch 3.01. Now we're going to test this car out also on authentic. So most things will be switched off on this car assist wise. And we're going to do a few laps. Obviously we're going to start off on cold tyres. This is on the stable setup. We're going to be testing out the updated force feedback settings as well to see how that feels. And we're going to see if this update's made a difference to this car. Now I used to love the Clio Cup on Project Cars 1 and when I got into this car on Project Cars 2 I was amazed how poor it was. The handling was, most people were just going ape over it. So let's see if this update has made any difference to this car. Now like I said, make sure you do that calibration like I said at the start of the video to make sure that your wheel is calibrated properly. And let's see how it feels. Now I've got to warm up the tyres, so let's not go too mad at the start because the tyres are cold and it's going to slide around a bit. And let's see if once we put a bit of heat in the tyres we can start pushing this. Get it nice and steady around there. It won't take long to heat up these tyres, but you do find that you do need a setup on this car because the rear tyres on this car do not heat up very well. And that's where you get issues of the rear just stepping out slightly. But hopefully we won't have that issue on this. We'll just keep it nice and steady until we get some heat. But I think you might feel like you might adjust the tone on this force feedback setting slightly. It depends on the strength that you like. But this does feel very solid. I did have a few goes with setting up this settings. I thought it felt really good to me, but everyone has their own personal preference on that. Right, it's just feeling like I can start pushing it a little bit more. The tyre's still a little bit cold, but it's coming slowly. But also with this update, they fix where when you start the race, it says your tyres are warm, but they're not. The first lap was horrendous, so they have fixed that, I have noticed. I've only done 1 or 2 races, but we are going to be doing some loads of races over this weekend, testing it out too. I'll probably be live streaming that as well, so check that out. So far so good, it's feeling good. Just taking it nice and steady still, just trying to get the heat in the tyres. Just try and push it a little bit more on this lap. The tyres at the rear, like I said, don't heat up very well on this car. Let's try and get a bit more heat in them. But like I said, it's been quite steady. Still not really pushing it yet. See, still getting a bit of a rear slide there, which you expect from this car. But it was the front end of the car that I was really having trouble with. And let's see if we can push it a little bit through here. That feels a little bit better now, feeling like I've got a bit more heat in the front tyres. Just try and hold it through here. A bit more speed. To me, this feels much better than it did. It feels a lot more stable, and like I said, this is without obviously all the assists onto as well. So let's go a little bit harder. I mean, that first corner can be always tricky in this car. Still getting a bit of a rear slide there, nothing major. Still feels like I'm getting the right feedback from the settings to control the car. Oh God, went a little bit wide there. Chuck it down again. Now I've only put a little bit of fuel in the car, so I'm not going to get loads of laps in. Just enough to give this car a run out. But it's feeling pretty good to me. Much better than it was. But I was just finding in the slow corners, this car was just turning in. It just had no stability at the front at all. So it feels like they have improved it quite a bit. Let's go. I think we can get one more lap in. Let's really push it this time down the hill. Let me know if you use these wheel settings. I know like they probably will be updated again once I put some more hours into the game, and I probably will tweak it a bit, but I always keep you updated on all the changes that I do on the game. But this feels 10 times better than it did originally, guys. So I'm very hopeful for this update, but I will be doing more videos going through a lot more of the fixes and the changes, and like I said, there's some DLC coming very soon. I will keep you updated, but to me that feels a lot better. So please feel free to copy the settings and let me know in the comments below, and I would appreciate it. You give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and I will see you very soon for some more updates on Project Cars 2 and hopefully some more online racing. I will see you soon, guys. Bye bye.